Hello, everybody. Apologies for the delay. It's totally not my fault, as usual. When is it ever? But and that kind of going with the theme of law and you not taking responsibility. So it's funny that because every time something goes wrong, I can just make a joke of it and get away with it and just you know blame it on
Hello,
law.
everybody. Apologies.
And
No,
now
you
there's a
blame it on
fucking
me.
echo, which is
fault.
definitely my fault. So as usual,
what's
going on here? There we go. That's stupid. Right. Okay. So this is a bit of a. Is this kind of a big deal in the lawn story that he's put the trailer up for sale? Because it's kind of what's kind of confusing me is, does it actually legally belong to him in the first place?
Yeah,
Like,
I could tell you a little bit about some research that I did real quick,
right.
if you want me to.
Go on.
Okay. Well, there is a deed. It dates back to I can't remember, I think it was July 2020. Uh,
And I'm
and
glad you've done some research on this, by the way.
yeah, well, you can go to Somerset Registry of Deeds and just look up Lorne Armstrong in the Grantors Index, and it's really strange because he's got a lot. He's got a lot of notations in there under his name, but this particular one, and it hasn't. He hasn't had anything since 2007. So there was a big gap between 2007 and 2020 when he got title to this property. What I was looking for is the amount of property that he was selling. Some people had the theory that he is subdividing this thing, and he's going to live on a different portion of the property. So he's going to let somebody live in this shithole, and then he's going to build something in the back. So he got him along with the property. But I don't think so. I look in the land description of the deed itself, and it's very small. In terms of the landmarks and everything else, it's only 300 feet from here, 300. It's consistent with being only a quarter of an acre. Even though I saw earlier that there was an assessor's, the city assessor, by the way, assessors is different than appraisers, but assessors are where the city comes in and they evaluate it and they tax you based on that. They had it at 4 acres, I think, which is strange. But in this case, and again, I saw no subdivision papers, no plot plans, nothing for him to subdivide it, unless he thinks he could just do this on his own. And I know there was a notation also in the listing, him saying that the land title is debatable. I have a feeling that that's probably Lauren's DIY bullshit about subdividing. Doesn't realize he has to get plans together and zoning and everything else. So anyway, so the land is his. It looks like the deed, the quitclaim deed, only has about a quarter of acre on it. I don't know where the 4.5 acres came from. I'm wondering if Aunt Sharon, who hung on to that section, or maybe part of it, is paying the taxes on that. So yeah, this is pretty much all he's selling.
Right. Okay. But I mean, do we know? I mean, the big question for me is, what is he? Why is he doing this? Have we got any information? Have we got any theories?
Well, if you remember, for the yard sale, he put all those tarps up to hide his property. So I wonder if he's just very, very paranoid right now, and his solution is to move, which doesn't help him because we're always going to know where he lives. He's on the registry.
Oh, that's right. Well, excuse me. Blue Boy's right. It's 1.4 acres. That's what it says. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but just
no, it's okay.
Correct the record.
That's okay. Yeah, maybe his paranoia has ramped up and he wants to leave. The question is, where is he going to go? And even if he did manage to sell the land for $70,000, which I don't think so. I would be really shocked if anyone would pay that. Where is he going to go?
Well,
with that amount of money.
That's all the issue sort of questions it brings up. Do you know what's funny, right? If you look at the photograph that you can see now on the actual advertisement on the sale, the road is cracked right outside his trailer. It's like that many people have stopped just to garp at him over years that the fucking road has started to give way. Maybe that's kind of telling as to what we were saying. He's like, that'd be something that Lorne would do, that, isn't it? It's like, I'm going to get away from them pieces of shit, not realising that anybody at any point can find out where he is. And do you know what else?
He did.
What else kind of makes me laugh as well. It says here, quickly find out more. Full name, address, phone number, comment. I wonder how many crazy comments
Oh
people have
yeah,
been sending. I almost feel
yeah.
sorry for the people that whoever
Hmm.
whoever is dealing with this sale as to the confusing. They're like, why does the number 87? Why do people keep making offers with always $87, $87, 87? What the fuck is going on? I just can
Yeah, I
imagine the
thought of that
confusion. It's
too.
like the poor people who were organising the yard sale on Facebook. I mean, it didn't half make me laugh, but oh my God, those people must have been so confused. So yeah, I mean, the thing is, what you got just in case people needed reminded, Lorne always comes up with crazy harebrained schemes that don't seem to go anywhere, that backfire on him. Now, obviously, selling your property, it's not a big deal. A fresh start. Are you gonna? What's he gonna do with the money? He's got to find somewhere else to live. In theory, what he could do is start renting somewhere, use that capital to start a business. But Lorne has a lot of creditors. Now, will they be entitled legally, Shin, to any of that money? I would certainly think that they would be.
Yeah. Well, again, it depends how close they are to collection activity with them. There's something called what they call fraudulent conveyance, where if you know a creditor is about to capture some of your assets or do something, and you end up giving your assets to other people for safe holding, or selling your assets just to make some quick money and then spend it, that could be undone. The whole thing could be undone. It's called a fraudulent conveyance. I don't know if the creditors have reached that level with him yet, but you know what I find funny about this is that the realtor, when they visited the property, first of all, I would have loved to seen their face right away. But notice the picture here. The picture cuts off the entire right side of that junkyard, that landfill that he has over
It's
there.
such a terrible
And
photograph. They're trying to sell this place.
well, that's the best they can do. That's what I'm saying. And so what they do, they get the at least get the property in the frame, and then they get those nice trees over there, so it looks a lot better than that. If you go down, there's some comparable properties.
I've already looked, dude. We're gonna go through.
Some
We're gonna
beautiful
go.
properties that are
Oh
selling
yes,
cheaper than
yes,
this.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through that bit by bit.
Okay.
So
But
yeah, I mean,
it's
let's
funny.
just examine the photograph first of all. So we've got that tarp on the fucking floor, just to the left here near the trees. We've got it. Just looks. Do you know what this bit here next to the third window from the left? It looks like a Photoshop of like
It does.
an empty room. It's bizarre.
Looks like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just looks. You see? The thing is, well, you got to remember the way that I'm looking at that now. We don't have properties like that over here, and the amount of land that's being sold for that amount is a ridiculously cheap amount. Over here, that amount of land would cost a fortune. And even, you see, you guys have much bigger homes than we do because your country's so much bigger. Well, I assume that's what it is. And we pretty much, we live in very modest houses. So even that trailer, if you want to call it that, I think, what was the area? It's 950 square feet. That's pretty decent, really. But it's like, what are you actually paying for? Because it's like, how long will it be until that is completely non-livable? How much work needs doing on it to make it livable? Or at least by, because didn't we see some recent photographs from inside it as well that didn't look particularly flattering?
No. I
There's
think it's
no
got negative
roof.
value.
I agree, Shen. I think whoever buys that land, if in fact anyone does, they would immediately demolish the place, and then they'd have to pay for that. They'd have to pay for the removal of all the debris and everything. It would cost so much. You're right, that has negative value. There's no roof. It's just covered in plastic tarps. I consider that non-livable.
You know what's funny,
to be
Amanda?
fair, it looks like that from the photograph. If you like I said, you're gonna have to forgive me because it's not. This isn't something that we come across over here. It's very, very different, and it probably varies from state to state. But we just live in one small country the size of a tin pot, so um, like it's difficult for me to gauge it. But just as an initial view of that, it doesn't look very appealing. And I think, like you say, it's the land, isn't it, that you're buying, really, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like
Yes,
you're gonna have to
definitely.
incur expenses to make to develop this thing for anything.
Hmm.
Who knows? But what's interesting is in the listing itself, it says shingle roof. First of all, there's no shingle roof, and it
Hmm.
also says exterior siding. Why the fuck did he take off the siding before he finished the interior? Why did he demolish everything on the outside when he's not even finished on the inside first? I don't
That's
get
a
it.
great question. He has never finished a single project or room in that trailer. He just, I think maybe he finds that it's more difficult than he thought because he's trying to do everything with his bare hands
Well,
and
he
his
has put
very
here
limited
needs some work,
skill.
so go a bit easy on him.
Well, look at flooring, other. What the fuck is that? Construction,
What is
other.
on there?
Exterior construction, other. Uh, and the other thing is funny is it's got 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, but total amount of rooms 4. So I guess there's no kitchen or dining room or something like that. I think the realtor just threw this up.
I
So
wonder if they don't list the bathrooms as rooms, like kitchen,
maybe
living
okay, maybe
room, and
that's
then
the
two
case.
bedrooms would make 4. But doesn't it say in the listing that no one has lived there for the past 3 years?
Really, that's
That's what I thought. That's what I haven't
I
actually
don't
read
see it
it
here. It's right
myself,
here.
but
Hang on a minute.
oh,
Number of rooms: 4, 2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms, and 1 kitchen. Where's the living room? And why is the kitchen not included in the amount of rooms? Is there an outside toilet or something?
That's why I'm thinking that the realtor just took his word for it. Whatever numbers the realtor didn't want to step foot in that place.
No, but they must have seen worse. Come on.
I don't think so, Andrew. I mean, in terms of
I don't
property itself,
know.
that's one thing. But we're talking about a structure that looks like it should be raised. It should be condemned. It's really a hazard. Everything in there is a
Why?
hazard.
Why is there no photographs of the interior? Because in the other properties there is. I mean, the thing is,
Mhm.
it's kind of a typical lawn selling something endeavor. This it's like, right, okay, I'm going to put one photograph there. It's going to be shit. I'm going to be as vague as possible. The actual amount of rooms that's being advertised doesn't make any sense. I'm going to lie about the actual material of the roof. It's like it. You're looking at this and you've got so many questions that you're just not gonna bother, are you?
I'm surprised he didn't put the metal shed as a guest bungalow or something.
Or maybe the that wooden box at the front as a guest bungalow or something.
But he's
Financial
got
considerations.
yeah. I just don't know what the fuck he was doing. I just don't understand why he had to rip the siding off. I mean, immediately he destroyed the personality of that place. That's what he would have done to Kayla if he stayed with her.
I mean, the thing is, it just kind of occurred to me, really, that Lorne was lucky to have this place, really, wasn't he? I mean, he's inherited this property for doing nothing, really. He's wasted so much money.
Yeah. Well, I have a theory about what I think is happening to him.
Go on.
Um, I believe that he is going to blow town. I believe that he needs to. You got to remember, he's got to be around a kind of a safety net around him or enablers around him, right? So, enablers with resources, and again, his mother's on her last legs, I guess. Aunt Sharon's in South Carolina. I believe that he could be heading down there. Sell this place, start fresh with probation, get fuck Dwayne, fuck all these people who are holding him back, and maybe he can do better down there. Also, he's run out of places to apply for jobs in Maine. Um, and I just think that, mainly because Aunt Sharon still is an enabler, he probably, that could be a possibility where he goes.
Yeah. I mean, he's up to something, isn't he?
He's got to be around somebody with money who's going to
You know,
help him. Clay probably just realizes he's such a lazy ass.
well, he's just
I mean,
realised that.
well, yeah, that unfortunately it took him that long, but I think Clay might have cut him off.
It made me laugh when it tells you what the nearest high school is. I hope Lorne wasn't aware of this.
6.7 miles
area,
away.
grades 9 to 12. He's like, only 6.7 miles away.
He's also got his own, if you look up here on utility sewer, he's got his own septic system. So it's not plugged into city. And water is private too, so you must have an artesian well. And gas is bottled gas. I don't know why he's expecting to get this much money. I have no idea.
Well, this is a guy who sold his guitar on eBay for thousands, and that's only one of the ridiculous things he's tried to sell in the past. I was listening to one of the calls.
All his debts. He could have added up all his debts and figure out what it's going to cost to pay it off and walk away with
yeah.
10 grand. Yeah.
I was listening to the call when he was talking about the Beanie Babies, and he put one of them online for a ridiculous amount, and he was talking. Was it Casey he was talking to, and he said like, "Oh, I saw one in eBay for such an amount, so I put it on eBay for this amount." And it was like, "Well, did it sell? I don't know." Is that not an important part of the equation to sort of look at? It's like, does he not realise people put stupid things on eBay at ridiculous prices, hoping a moron will buy it? Because sometimes they do. Clearly, I suppose he does.
Yeah, it's like putting par value on stock. You can put whatever number you want. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how he arrived at the $70,000 figure. In a call with Casey, he told her that the trailer was appraised or assessed. I can't remember which one, but they said the value was $10,000, and the value on the land was $30,000.
Which is consistent with right here.
70. Yeah,
but that's consistent with the assessments. If you look right here, I don't think the structure's worth shit. I think it's all the land value here. Like I said, it has negative value. Whoever buys it is going to spend money to improve the land.
Mm-hmm.
So right here, it's 40,070. That's what it's worth. It's a beautiful piece of land. Andrew, you and I saw it.
Oh yes, we were fortunate enough to drive past that, and the weather was beautiful as well. Actually, at the time,
yeah.
I just met it was the fall, wasn't it? So
the foliage, yeah, it was beautiful.
It's so rural, though.
Well,
nobody wants to live up there.
Yeah, the thing is, like, because I was kind of new to it when I saw it, part of the world I've never been in. The sort of scope of the place and the rawness of it really sort of captivated me, and but I understand that it's very isolating. In fact, what I will say is that for him to hold it together as he does, it's pretty impressive, really, because I would feel pretty depressed if I was out there on my own in that trailer. It's no wonder that he talks to the catfishes all the time and he won't let go, because he'd probably go, what's his other options? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's one of the reasons why he's getting rid of it. And plus he knows in order to make it a pleasant, sort of environment to live in, it's going to cost him, and he just doesn't have it, does he?
No, but he's really limited on where he can live, too. He can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to get an apartment, somewhere that is less rural," because he can't be around parks and schools and daycares and all that stuff. I mean, his best bet is to just stay put.
I think he's probably figured that out, whatever his plans are. I mean, where could he go? There's the other possibility is I'm wondering if he is just throwing it out there as kind of a feeler to see if anybody would bite at all, and really has no intentions of selling it. I don't know.
Well, does it cost money to list a property
No.
like that?
No.
Or okay.
not at all. You can get out of your agreement
So
anytime you want.
let me just think about this, right? You'll have to, like I said, I'm kind of ignorant of the property situation in an area like that. What could someone just buy some unadopted land that the same amount that hasn't got a trailer in it? Is that a possibility?
Oh yes, definitely.
So what I'm trying to say is like what Shin was saying before, that whoever moves in will just have to sort of, bulldoze that place and pay to get rid of it, which would cost a lot.
Yeah.
So if that's true, which of course I'm sure it is, that this price doesn't make any sense.
No, there's an empty lot like right next to Lauren's property.
Right, probably
it's a plot of land. There's no garbage on it, and no one. No one's
Andrew,
gonna want
can
to
you
buy
scroll
that
down
trailer.
To the other
Andrew,
properties?
can you scroll down so we can see the comparable land? Because there's a piece of land that's comparable to his that looks beautiful. If you go down the bottom of the page, it talks about comparable.
Well, I can see
properties,
but not land. Oh, hang on a minute.
60,000, right there,
521.
Look at that right there.
521
right
Eaton Mountain Road, lot 52-1.
No, go up. See the land itself. It's beautiful. Look at the way they photographed it and everything. They got wildflowers in it. No, there we go. Right there. That's 60,000. That's less than land than Lauren's selling.
So Lauren,
and
I
also
wonder
they're
if that's
selling-
how Lauren priced his. He looked at that piece of land and said, "Oh, this one's going for 60,000. Plus, I've got a $10,000 trailer, so I'm going to bump it up to 70,000."
Right. So what's the amount of
Except for
land
that
here?
land
Right.
was 5 acres. This is 5 acres.
Lot features front of it 263. Lot 5.15 acres.
Yeah, Lauren didn't see that part. I guess.
60 grand.
Yeah, and his one acre.
Right. So hang on a minute, and they've got a decent write-up here. What a gorgeous lot for your dream home. Makings for your driveway, a well that will supply you with water forever according to the driller, and I believe a 1,000-gallon concrete septic tank. The lot has a beautiful feel that will make perfect building location if you want great privacy. Go all the way to, I think I might fucking buy this. Go all the way into the wooded area at the back of you. You can choose the location, but either way, what I could do is start doing lawn streams from Maine and start taking donations from people and just make a fucking living. Now, let me know, guys, if that's a viable option, and I'll actually consider it.
I'll take your immigration issues, Andrew, for you.
Oh, yeah. I've got to put on the visa. What were you planning to do? A full-time lawn stream? Oh, my God. But yeah, I think we've just already, and it was the first actual property. If you go onto the page, the first property it shows you, which is one can assume the nearest to his, is this £60,000 plot of $60,000 plot of land
for 5 times more
five times more.
Right,
yeah.
So if you look at, let's just have a look at a property here, which has got a trailer on it. This looks much, much nicer from the outset. However, if we go inside, if we can.
Oh, this one over here? Yeah. Yeah. That's a single wide, too. Yeah, see, that's almost what Lauren's place looked like before he got his hands on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's only 20,000 more than Lauren's, and it's much. Nope. You just pay the extra 20,000, wouldn't you? Even if you had to rob it from an old couple, and
Look, he's got his own shed too. Look at that, 2 sheds. That's awesome.
And how much land is there on this listed with this particular property?
He doesn't have a walk-in bathroom though. I mean, walk-in closet.
800. Oh no, that's the property.
Look at that. That's nice.
5.87 acres.
Yeah, he is crazy.
No doors on the ceiling.
They have a ceiling. a roof.
Yeah, he's not really. Do you know what I don't understand? So for instance, I don't know how it works on this particular website, this Caldwell Banker Realty, but over here, we go to like an estate agent and they'll review your property and then stick it up there and make sure that it's in good nick. They're not just going to put some crappy photograph out there and that you're not going to sell. It's like he's just done this himself. It reminds me of the Lorne Armstrong reality website when he tried selling T-shirts and there was just him looking very angry, drinking a bottle of beer and then some ridiculous items for sale. He's just not put any thought into it at all. It's like I'm a bit baffled, to be honest. I don't really understand.
Bet the realtor tried talking to him. Yeah, I'll bet the realtor.
It's
tried
like
to say,
you
"Sir."
said.
Yeah.
He cut off the metal shed is not in the picture. The collapsed carport. All these ridiculous structures that he's put up over the years that litter that property are not included in the picture. I think that was the best he could do.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean,
Yeah.
That's the only shot that's. Can we get a wider shot now of this place to see the wonderful work he's done?
Which one?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the thumbnail was pretty good. With
Oh, look at
ghost,
this!
Yeah, look at it.
The one
Now,
with
I
the
know
ghost in
I
front?
saw on one listing, I don't know what site it was listed on, but I know I saw that it said that it has been vacant. It has been
Jesus.
unoccupied for 3 years.
He's turned it into a gravel pit. Look at that. Look at that. Look at all that. All the dead grass. You know, nothing grows around him. He just salted the earth with his urine.
That's terrible.
Yeah, driving all over the lawn.
How does he let it get that bad?
To be a lawn.
Do you remember before, Andrew? It looked pretty, decent, right? When we drove by it.
It did. Didn't you take? Haven't we got a photograph of?
That's what I'm saying.
Hang on a minute. Right, let me go back to that. So let me just.
There we go. There we go. Let's take. I want to see what he's doing here. Looks like he's trying to raise it underneath. It looks like he dug out a lot of dirt from underneath it.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think he was talking about throwing cement in there. He probably doesn't even know how to do that. With molds and columns and whatever. He's just gonna pour it in there.
Look at the collapsed carport. My God.
Why doesn't he just
was
remove
so proud.
that? That looks dangerous.
Yeah, that's a great question. Why is that?
He's got
there?
a ladder right next to it. And this roof.
And all of this is constructed out of materials that he collected from the dump or that he took from a home that he agreed to tear down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a home that was in such bad condition that it needed to be torn down, and Lorne thought, I'm going to take materials from this garbage dump and use them to make my home beautiful. And somehow that would work out. Look at that. My God. I could never live in such chaos and oh, Jesus.
It's like vermin got a hold of it, Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, it's bringing back little memories now. I remember that road.
It is. It is. We had the journey was right over here, right where that truck is, I think.
Wow. It's kind of a perfect sort of metaphor for Lorne's life and psyche, really. Do you know what's kind of made me think this is what the catfishing's done to him? I know that sounds a bit ridiculous because this is Lorne we're talking about, but I kind of always... I think we might do a stream on it soon and just focus on... Obviously, it's just theory. What Lorne's life would have been like without any catfishing. And I'm not saying that he wouldn't have allowed this to... I don't know. I just find it very interesting. Because his life has just been... Because you know what I immediately thought of when because if I was rich, I'd buy that just for the sake of it. But I'm not, so I can't. But I was thinking, just think about all the like the famous moments that have occurred in that trailer, like all the rages and the crazy catfishing moments and the crazy like the one-liners. It's like it's a sacred, and property.
Yeah, I'm gonna apply for. Yes, I'm going to apply for special status. See if we can make it a historical landmark.
Yeah, we have we call them listed buildings over here where they can't be torn down or anything, and they have the like. It should be like a pilgrimage. We've got to make some kind of application to the Cornville Mafia or whatever. But it just, I don't know. There's just so many it's just a representation of a total failure.
He just creates awful traumas, in life. Everything he does, he just makes worse. Turns into shit. Everything he touches.
Well, like I know when I do a lot of, I'm into me like reading of kind of self-improvement and things like that. And I know I'm going to trigger some people now, but I'm going to mention his name. In one of Jordan Peterson's rules in one of his books, he uses a metaphor of don't fucking tell other people or the world what to do unless you tidy your house. So basically, the idea is that sort your own shit out. If you're trying to like do whatever, make sure that your house is tidy home, tidy mind. And of course, look at where Lon lives. It's like, and think about his psyche. We know a lot about him and how he lives, what he thinks about, how he views the world, how he treats himself. It's crazy. I mean, let's not forget, there's millions of people in the world that live in these kind of situations. People that look after themselves even worse than Lon does. But let's just concentrate on.
This is the home of a contractor. This is a home of a carpenter. This is the home of a man who sells his services to make your property look like his.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to remind everybody that this is the place where he expected Casey Morrow and Jamie Amy Boutte, the porn star, robot voiced supermodel, to come visit and live in this place. Wouldn't you be humiliated?
And he wanted that sex worker to live in that metal shed in the back.
And
there.
He wanted Ramona to go there. And now it wasn't this bad during the Ramona days, but it's never been good. But he's so desperate to get all these women up to his trailer. You'd think he'd be humiliated and say, you know what, let's stay in a hotel. I'm gonna take you somewhere nice and go to a hotel. I wouldn't want anyone to see that I lived there.
No.
Lauren was so eager, sending pictures every day. Look at the progress I made, baby. Here's your closet.
I so want to take an interior tour. I wish we could see the inside.
I mean, you could you could do that, right? Contact the Realtor.
I think Blue Boy said he's setting himself up, or he's setting up a tour of some sort. Oh, that would be amazing. Blue Boy, you should do that with your voice changer.
Can I just plead with people, right? I know this probably isn't going to work, but please don't send any stupid messages to this company because there's some poor woman.
You know they already have.
But I'm just going to appeal. just going to appeal to some people's decency, right? I know it's funny, but there's going to be some poor girl that's starting work that's going to read this shit. You know what I mean? And we're not even going to see the hilarious results of it. Because the thing is with the Facebook yard sale, which was fucking hilarious, by the way, and even I put a silly comment on there. Nothing rude, of course. I've just fucking dropped myself in it there.
How can anyone help themselves, Andrew? How can anyone help themselves?
No, but what I'm saying is, it's all right putting things that like they wouldn't decipher and they'd just be a bit confused. But don't go saying rude things.
Well, don't do it without recording it. Let's just be clear here,
nothing vile. Because people, I'll give you a Casey Moreau has a YouTube channel, and some people put funny things on there, and I have to laugh when I see them. They're like, "I thought you had blonde hair," and it just makes me laugh. But some people go too fucking far and start writing things like, "Please have a look at Mr. Penis" and all this bullshit. That's too far. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
Because that's and that's of a minority. There's some people that actually sexually harass people.
Let's leave it at that. Don't be vulgar, but go ahead and make make a bid on the property, ask about it, inquire about it, insist that you talk to the owner first. Whatever you got to do, that's fine. But just don't be vulgar with these people. It's not their fault.
Yeah, exactly.
They must be so confused about the amount of attention this trailer is getting. And imagine how excited Lauren would be if he reaches out and he's like, "Hey, what's going on with the listing?" And they're like, "We've been getting inquiries like crazy. Nobody's made an offer yet."
Every offer is got the number 87 in it. We can't quite understand. Those fucking pieces of shit.
I know. I wonder if he'll put two and two together.
Oh, why can't we be part of this? Why can't we witness it? Why can't he be catfish right now while this is going on?
I know. Do you know what I thought of today?
Do you know what I thought of today?
This would be a good in for a catfish.
Oh
if
yeah.
you can somehow contact Lauren, like I wish he had like a for sale by owner sign out front or something with his phone number. That'd be a perfect in for a catfish. I'm interested in buying your property, but I fell in love with you. In the meantime, I have nothing to do with those internet weirdos. Never even heard of them before.
But my best friend happens to be Winnie. It's just a coincidence.
It's a
Or
coincidence.
just
Yeah.
go
Oh,
in
I
there,
know.
just be a beautiful woman and say something like, "Well, I would take this property if the owner stayed and continued to work on it for me because I love the
Uh-huh.
work here."
Yeah, he
He
does
would
a
stay
great,
in that. He'd stay in
great
the
work.
metal shed at that
Yeah,
point.
I'm looking for a big, strong man who could do construction work, who can sort my
Right,
septic tank problem out, who also isn't allowed to go anywhere near schools for some reason.
right. Because I hate schools too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, doesn't really like to do
Some
anything. Likes Rocky Four. Likes country
some
music.
unidentified fungus, something on their feet that we can talk about. Just generally gross. I want that cigarette smell to somehow remain.
Loves
Possibilities are
to
endless.
engage in sheetrock talk. Loves to
I
talk
think they're
about
going to
the
drop him.
repairs and renovations.
Dislikes chefs, doctors, porn
Monkeys.
actresses.
Therapist,
There's a new call where
porn
Jamie
actress
was playing.
assistants.
Jamie was playing Donkey Kong, and Lauren got so jealous and angry, and he told her, "You know what's sad? I don't even like monkeys anymore now." Because she was giving all her attention to Donkey Kong.
That's fucking brilliant.
Uh, uh,
Right, so
oh,
guys, I'm thinking, why don't we get a GoFundMe together, buy Lon's property, and then consider what to do with it?
well, here's what I was thinking. I was thinking before all this happened, it would be great if maybe you could swing buying the property next to his, right? And then put up a church and of course a gym connected to it. But
Hey, we're gonna get to work on it though. I
but
believe there's a
but I'm
crew.
thinking,
I believe there's a crew of people that are still looking for a job.
what can you imagine going through all that and then just to find out he's putting his property up for sale and he's leaving the state? That would be such a bummer. So I would buy this property if he leaves or not, only to for austerity reasons, to keep it open as kind of like a mecca for lorographers to come and visit. You
See this
know,
property in person. Fucking dead right. Date
I wouldn't
tomorrow.
touch it. I
Time
wouldn't touch it. I'd leave it exactly the
evening when
way
he's
it is.
drunk. Comment.
Lauren Pete here.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll bet you that's
No
the
one's gonna buy
possibilities
that
are
place.
endless. The comments are I just, guys, please, please, please think about this carefully when you're doing your stupid comments. Because, like I said, I know it's funny, but like, I'm not gonna bore you again. But because luckily I don't drink. Because if I did, I'd probably be fucking concocting something myself.
I'm gonna message the realtor and tell her it's the home of Mr. Penis.
Yeah, she
they probably got that already.
wants to
My
live next
guess
to
is
Miss
I know.
Vagina.
I think that they're going to drop this listing because it's just they're just getting inundated with so
Yeah.
many calls and so many
Getting
fake offers and so
harassed.
many inquiries on emails and everything else. They're saying we can't spend this much time on this piece of shit property. We want to sell some other stuff. I think there's a point in time where a realtor's got to say enough's enough. First of all, can you imagine how they came to the price of $69.99, whatever it was, 70,000? The realtor probably tried to talk Lauren out of it, and he realized right then that this isn't the best piece of property in their listing, and then they had to take a picture and cut off half the property so you couldn't see the rest of the mess. It wouldn't take much for them to drop him.
But yeah, it's not worth it for them. I mean, no one's gonna buy this place, so they get nothing out of it. It's just taking up space on their site, taking up their time with inquiries from weirdos like us who want to offer 87 cents for the property.
I would just love to buy the property, just to be at the closing with him. see him writing checks to all his creditors waiting there, where they had to
I,
keep the money in escrow.
even if I had unlimited money, I would not give Lawrence $70,000 for anything.
Yes,
I
you
don't think it's
would.
going to
Fuck
him.
him.
Yes, you would. Just think of the comedy
I
potential
wouldn't.
that he would have with it, that we would have with that money, if we had access to him on a kind of monitoring basis, 24 hours a day, and I was rich, I'd fucking give him all the money in the world. Well, not all the money, but you get the point.
Well, I guess it would be okay because he would blow the money on. He would put it right back into the local
Something
economy. He
stupid.
would blow the money on the stupidest shit. He'd buy more Beanie Babies, more
Oh, speaking of which,
jewelry, shitty jewelry from auctions. That money would be gone so quickly anyway. He'd get scammed out of most of it.
what's he going to do with all his yard sale inventory? He buys a lot of shit from the auction and stuff. Where's he going to go with that? He's probably
Yeah,
going to
that's
just
a great
take it
point.
right back to the dump.
Yeah, I don't know, he's like a hoarder. So he's got to move all his garbage wherever he ends up going. And he's got a ton of it. Look at them. He builds all these
he's there.
structures
There
throughout
he
the
is.
yard.
There he
Where is he?
is.
Where is he?
Where?
Look at him. Look.
Where?
There he is, the motherfucker.
Oh, I've seen this
There's
one.
Bud.
This is
Not
the
Bud. I can't believe I just called him Bud. There's Roscoe.
Yeah,
I can't see him.
right in the center. It's the Google image, the Google Street image.
That's not. Oh, there he is. He's looking right
Yeah.
at it. He's looking right at it.
I thought he was looking away, and he's looking at the truck. And Roscoe's
Oh yeah.
kind of
You got to
coming
remember the
towards
truck's got these cameras on it and shit. And you got to remember, Google also owns YouTube, so he probably sees the Google in front.
Oh God.
What
Maybe
the hell is
that
he
ripped
doing
his
back there?
paranoia up. Made him sell the house. Trailer.
He talks about, I worked my fucking ass off all day. I got shit to do. Look at this right here. Just remove that carport right there.
Mhm.
Improve the at least the looks of your property somewhat. At least pallets just left. There's so much work for him to do. He's absolutely right,
Yes.
but he doesn't do any of it.
Look at that.
Stack
Look at it
them
from
up
that angle. It looks
nicely.
even worse.
It's horrible.
It must get really muddy during rainy season.
Definitely.
Nothing's going to grow there anymore.
Why does he
Maybe-
drive on the fucking lawn? He
I don't
has
get
a
that.
driveway.
There's a driveway right there.
Yeah, that's a good point. What is he doing driving all over that? Do you think that's when he's coming back drunk?
I have no idea. Anybody who's ever owned a property and has a lawn knows that maintaining your lawn is like really hard work, and it costs money to do.
Yeah.
Anybody who gives a shit about their home is not going to drive on their lawn.
And those are fresh tire marks as well. Them are not like.
And in the mud. They drove when it was really
those are
muddy.
fresh, and those are fresh and numerous, which means he's doing it regularly, often. So it's like, why? Do you think
Or
it's
maybe
got to the point
maybe
where he's just given up? He just doesn't care, which is bizarre because now he's trying to get money for it.
Well, maybe people from the town know who he is and are doing donuts on his front lawn.
I can just imagine them chasing him with pitchforks, like in a Simpsons episode, just because they're like mad at him for ruining the area. It's like, you fucking get out of it.
I would be so mad if
Harder,
that
boy.
property was near mine.
I guess the big property is the big question is why? Why is he doing it now? What is going on with him? Is he getting pressured by creditors? Is he losing his support system around, so he has to relocate? And it doesn't look like he's serious about selling it, but for putting it at a price like that ridiculous.
Well, he doesn't have a job.
He doesn't have a job.
Yeah, on his sex offender profile, it just says that he has the pallet company. But we see the pallets right there. There's like 6 of them thrown on his yard. So I don't know how much money he could possibly be making from that. Maybe he has no income.
If he's getting hassled by town officials, people in the town or whatever, he's starting to get well known, and that's why he has to go. I don't know.
The thing is, though, he has like shit for bills. He has nothing. He doesn't have to pay rent. He's always behind on the property taxes, which aren't expensive anyway. I don't know exactly how much, but they're, I don't know,
It's
maybe like
500 a year. It's right
500 a
down.
year,
It's in the
right?
listing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing. Um, so it's not like he has a ton of bills to pay. If he moves somewhere, he's going to have to pay rent or whatever he's got to figure out. His best bet would just be to live and die in the shithole that he created.
Well, knowing Lauren, he's probably selling it so he can get cigarette money.
Probably.
I don't know how he maintains that habit. I really don't. It's like
His
at least
mother.
$20 a day.
Do you know what this could be? You know, I was talking before about where Lorne would be without the catfishing, and maybe it's kind of made him a mess, more of a mess than what he is. What if this is the longest amount of time he's gone not being in a fake relationship, and he's getting like depressed and he's just moving because he's got nothing to do and he's like feeling really lonely. I'm just kind of
Go
wondering.
further with that.
Do
What if
we
he
know?
met somebody?
Dude, we're talking real here. We're talking about Mr. Lorne
Well,
Armstrong.
everything's don't underestimate the impossible, Andrew.
That's a good point, yeah. I mean, we must not forget
That's a
the
perfect
genius that brought
context
us
of
that.
using that.
It is the perfect context, you're right. Something he
I
actually
would
said is
say
useful.
don't assume that he's not being catfished right now. We just might not know about it.
No, that's a good point actually. We don't know. And we've always thought there would be someone. There'll always be someone trying to prank him. It's just whether there'll be someone willing to put the effort in to actually do it, because it can be, I can imagine it being quite a tricky ordeal. Because even though he doesn't kind of learn, he kind of does sometimes. He knows that there's people that are willing to fuck with him. He's never been able to grasp how far people will go, and he just doesn't have the intelligence or enough kind of, how can I put it? Well, he's not got enough about him to put it to an end, basically, without going into why, which we've done on previous streams. So he's always going to be susceptible to it. But I don't know. Something tells me, this is just a feeling, that he's not getting catfished like he has been in the past. Or maybe he's selling it because of a catfish. They're making him do it.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Who knows? Who knows what's going on in
mystery. I
Lorne's
love
world
this
right
mystery.
now.
It's like the good old days when in pre-contact pornography, where we didn't know what the fuck he was doing. You know.
I'd love to know.
Oh yeah, we need.
I wish someone would tell us.
Right, Shin. This is what I'm gonna do, dude. I'm gonna come over to your gaff. I'm gonna take another field trip, and we're gonna see what he's up to. We're gonna spy on him. Yeah.
Can I come?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Dude, you there?
Shin doesn't want to go. He's on mute. He's already setting it up.
Sorry about that. Shit. Yes. I say we lowball him.
Huh?
We offer him 10 grand.
10 grand for what?
Make an offer on his property. Actually be a serious, show the money.
I reckon we could raise
that. He has
that.
to talk to us.
I reckon we could probably raise that.
But that would show that we're good faith purchasers, and we could actually sit down with him and talk to him about it. He doesn't have to worry. He'd recognize your accent and your voice, though. I think he hates you.
I don't think he's listened to me speak much, to be honest.
He's also not good at recognizing voices. A single person voiced 42 characters for like 5 years, and he's never caught on. So I wouldn't worry about that.
It would be a great excuse to take him to lunch. That would be awesome. Can we go to
Wits End?
I wonder if he'd recognize me as that weirdo from court who kind of just stood there. Probably not.
I don't know what he's watching, what he has. We should ask Blue Boy whether he's familiar with any of this stuff. But yeah, Blue Boy's actually going to go up there soon. I might be joining him. So depending on the details on that. But as a buyer, it's a very good, reasonable question to ask the seller. Why are you selling?
Yeah,
I'd love to know. I guarantee it'll be a bullshit answer. We'll eat at the bar before you go to the bar.
It's so funny that they did these Google Map things and Lorne just happened to be fucking taking Roscoe for a whiz. You can see his
Yeah.
stupid cap as well.
Oh my God.
Dear, so good.
Can
Well, I
you
assume
find
that's
one?
Roscoe. It might be Sadie. Roscoe's the black dog, yeah. Sadie, what does Sadie
Yeah.
look like?
Sadie's kind of like a dark burgundy thing.
Right.
Andrew, can you pull up a picture of the old trailer
You
before
mean yeah?
he improved it?
Yeah. Bear with me. Yeah, let me just let me try and find it, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay. Yeah, this has a lot of memories for us.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's the
Sure
ghost of his
does.
uncle who's pissed off at what he did to his trailer. In the
Oh,
front
and the other
there.
one, in the other picture, yeah.
Yeah.
um,
Or it could be Farmer coming back to take his power spray.
right, let me find where this picture is because it's on my random. I really should have a separate folder on my computer with all my lawn photographs, but I don't. It's all in the same images that I've got to troll through, so you have to bear with me a minute.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to keep. I'm sure people will be doing. Just gonna say we'll have to keep monitoring the situation. But I mean, the thing is, all we're gonna know is one day it's gonna be there, and then it's not. You know. So that's it. Right, I've got this photograph here, but that it doesn't show the whole trailer. But you can see, the
siding was on it, right?
like the difference in the land.
I love his idea of improvement.
Okay, you're looking at it from there. You're like, yeah, it looks pretty, looks okay. That loads of room. You know, it's nice area. Just like a great photograph.
You took this, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, that's the journey over there. But you can see the siding on his house there too. Nothing's collapsed. Nothing. You know, the carport looks like it's still up there. I don't even know if that was the direction of the carport in the other photograph, but I guess it must be. The grass is green. The tire marks are where they should be in the driveway. I mean, he just destroyed that place. He just destroyed its personality. He destroyed everything about that place. He victimized that place.
Oh, actually, yeah, I did take that photograph. I've got a couple more on my phone now.
I think you did. Yeah.
I can't.
Because you were more interested in getting the beautiful shot with the sunset and everything, I think.
I've got one. I'm looking at it now. I can't transfer it onto the stream because it's on my phone, but we can do it another time. Yeah, I mean, it's in the space of 4 years, it's literally collapsed. So that's all you need to know. So maybe next time I'll have a look. But yeah, so there we go, guys. If anybody's got a lot of spare cash, yeah, let's get it bought and decide what we're going to do with it. But of course, it's going to be. I mean, I'm really intrigued as to see how this is going to play out.
I want him to stay there.
Why do you want him to stay there, Amanda James?
I want him
got something planned.
I want him to be. Well, no, I just want him to be forced to live forever in the shithole that he created. Because remember that trailer was given to him.
Yeah.
It was gifted, just a home for him to live in for nothing. And then his aunt like paid off the land or something, or his mother paid his aunt for the land, and Lauren eventually did pay back, but it took him forever. So he got all that just from the help of his family, and to show his gratitude, he destroyed it.
It's like he can't have nice things. He's not allowed to have nice things. You know, I there's something inside me that says that he's doing this against his will. He doesn't really want to do this. He doesn't want to sell the place. Like he has no choice. And that's why he insisted on that inflated price, so he knows it can't get sold. He has so much pride about regardless of the way it looks. But the fact that he owns his own property, he owns his own, just call it a structure on it. He took so much pride in it, and then suddenly that happens overnight. I think something happened. I think this is not his doing. I don't think this is his choice here.
Well, he's been saying in recent years that he was trying to fix up the trailer, but it's just too much work. So instead, he thinks he's just going to build a house. So I wonder if he thinks he can sell this place, take the money, and buy a piece of land and just build a house for himself with his bare hands out of materials from the dump.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That he does have half baked plans like that.
Yeah.
There's no telling what they could be. But yeah, I have a feeling this is not his idea.
Well, there's one thing we know for certain: it's not a good plan. Whatever reason he's selling it is stupid. I think this is just what seems to be the most logical conclusion, is that he's realised that he can't do anything to that trailer. It's beyond repair. He hasn't got the means to make it livable, and he's just flogging it and seeing if he can somehow get 70,000. Which is very funny. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. He's running. What does Lord do? He runs. He makes a mess, thinks he's going to do something good. He fucks it up and he runs. That's his MO.
You're right. He's never finished a single job, from Betty's job to the tear down house. He never finished that. He walks away from every single project.
He finished his book.
It's always somebody else's fault. He finished one book.
Well,
there's another that he's left unfinished. Don't argue with me.
Don't shout with me. Did you hear that?
Well,
Amanda James was like so pissed off that there was some kind of praise going to. No, he finished one book. I'll kill you. I'll kill all of you.
And he was.
Well, she had to transcribe it, so she has.
Well, I was going to say that before he threatened to kill me. I was going to say that he had a lot of time to do that book, so
Yeah, so don't try to give him credit in my presence.
Sorry about that.
All right, so now the mystery is, what is he going to do? That's the mystery. What are his plans right now? What are his plans? Not
Where's he going to go?
Yeah. So we need to find that out. Well, we'll know where he is, and the RSO will follow him wherever he goes.
I wonder if this couple from Canada, are still in contact with him.
I don't know.
I wonder whether they still text.
Oh, wow, Logan, I didn't realize that. He said it was vacant for 3 years?
Yeah, he did. In another listing, I know.
Fraud.
They said the property was vacant, and I saw Blue Boy left a comment in the chat that said, he pointed that out to the realtor, that it said it's been vacant, but there was a picture of somebody in the yard, and the realtor said it was a squatter. This is the first I've heard of that, but
maybe Lawrence finally looked at his handiwork and realized, you know what? I'm not going to take responsibility for this.
Yeah, I wonder if it was Lauren who lied and said it's been vacant, or if the realtor did and said, we need to come up with an excuse for the condition that it's in, or if Lauren is just embarrassed by the condition that it's in. So.
They actually had that discussion. That's funny.
Right. Okay. Enough of this. As much fun as it's been, it's getting a bit late here, and we've had a bit of fun and done some speculating and warned people not to be too mean to the poor property seller people. So,
but record it.
Yeah. At the same time,
you do,
because it's like me. The catfishing is very wrong, but I want to listen to all of it.
I know.
So so that's that, guys. I'm sure there will be some. Even if it's taken down, we can do another stream about why it's been taken down. I kind of. It's very intriguing, isn't it? It really is. It really is. But anyway, thank you to everybody in the chat. Sorry about the late thing. It's totally Amanda James's fault, not Shin's this time.
Not me.
Yeah,
no, it was me.
But anyway, guys, thank you very much.